What's up, guys? Super Golden Key here, coming at you with Lego. So, a while ago, well, not a while ago, like about a week ago, I made these 3 Lego Transformers, and since then, I looked at them and I improved upon them. So you could say that these are the 2.0 versions of my original designs. So let's get into it. So let's start off with the same one that we did last time. So these aren't exactly different characters, they're the same characters, but I just changed the way they are. And still having trouble coming up with a name for this guy, because last time I called him Skyfire, not realizing that was already the name of a Transformer. So, still trying to think of a name. If you have any ideas for what a name for him, please say so in the comments. Anyways, so you may notice that he is no longer a sleek jet. I sort of made him a heftier carrier sort of thing, almost like a space shuttle or of some kind. Um, since he was already like a super sleek jet, I wanted to see what he would be like as a more bulky type of air vehicle, and I don't think he looks too bad. Of course, he still has his head as the stand, which still kind of bothers me, but I didn't realize that it's actually really difficult to find head storage on a flight vehicle. But, yeah, he still has the same basic color scheme, the red, orange, and yellow. I decided to put a lot more panels on all 3 of these guys just to make them look a little more, sleek, or not sleek, just finished, and just to make them look a little nicer. Anyways, let's get into this guy's transformation. Alright, so starting off the transformation, just like on the previous one, you're going to take the head from right here, just take it off and save that for later. Then, this is basically a lot simpler than the original. You're just going to spread the arms outward. Actually, no. If you want to just put the head on, right there. And it's on the thing right here. And, yeah, I'm not even sure if you could really call what he has a transformation, because it's just so simple. But, yeah, I really don't think he looks too bad in this mode. I definitely like the fact that he doesn't have a weird leg, like his legs are protruding so far back from his stomach and it just looks so weird. I like that he's a little more normal looking. It's interesting that he really is not that complex, and yet he looks pretty different from both of his modes. So getting on to articulation, you notice that this thing is on here, so you can get all sorts of 360-degree movement with that. The arms can move out that far, so basically you can move them up. Still no forward articulation, but he can bend his elbows like usual. The legs can kick forward that far, not too far, and they can kick back, not that far either, but it's still articulation. So, let's get on to the next one. And I already forgot what I named this guy. But last time, as he was a tank, whoops, that tends to happen. Last time, he was a tank. He still is a tank. But in his tank mode, last time I didn't really feel like it was a tank. It was just sort of a thing that had a cannon on top of it, and I wasn't a huge fan of it. So I decided to change it to make it look a little more tank-like, and I think it was an effective change, because I didn't really understand what a tank, like how a tank actually works, and so then I looked up some images, and I found that this is more so what a tank looks like than what I previously had. So I won't have to call it a Cybertronian tank anymore. It can be just a strange kind of tank. Yeah, I mean, it's a tank. There's not a whole lot you can do with it. It doesn't roll, it slides because there's no wheels. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. On the paint, you can see, well, paint, what am I talking about, paint? Color scheme, it's very monotone, and I wanted to keep it very monotone with, very little color in there as possible, except for a few purposeful, places. I wanted him to have like a very like camouflage-esque look. That's why I had some greens and browns and stuff in there. But also with that, I wanted it to be kind of like he's in the desert and it got kind of rusty and covered in dirt and stuff. And I think it's subtle, but I think it works. So starting off with the transformation, you're just going to take that off. It kind of pops off kind of easily, and going to move these down. Oh, whoops. So starting off with transformation, you're going to want to take this off, and you are going to want to unpeg the arms from the bottom here. You can see it's just connected by that little thing. Just going to want to take that off. This part always gives me trouble. Alright, there we go. And once you've got those free, then you're going to want to bring this down and bring this down. So then you've got both of his legs down, and then you're going to want to take his cannon, and then on this little thing right here, plug it right on there. Move this up so it snugs his arm, and whoops, stand. I command you. And there he is. Let's get him out of the way so you can. And there he is in robot mode. So, for his robot mode, last time, if you check out the last video, he was actually surprisingly, like, tall and lanky, and I actually didn't like that. Since I built him to be a tank, I kind of wanted him to be a little shorter and, bulkier. So, I, did a complete overhaul of the original, and I made him shorter and bulkier, and I think it actually, the robot mode actually looks pretty nice. I really like the feet. The feet, I think, and the legs are almost my favorite part of the whole thing, except they still don't tab in anywhere, so you still got floppy feet. I added this little star right here to show that he has some position in the chain of command, like in the military or something. And I made his hat green to resemble like a military cap or something. I also tried to make his chest stick out a little more, to give him a little bit more of a chest, because last time he was just really tiny body and long legs. But his articulation is basically the same. He can move out that far and bend his elbow. I guess you can still technically like look up and down, sort of, and you can kick forward pretty far, and you can kick backwards also a decent amount. So yeah, he's actually not bad in terms of articulation, and I really do like the way he's turned out now, because I wasn't a huge fan of the way he was originally. So let's get him right off to the side here. Now, for the grand finale, let's take a look at the sound wave. So, here it is in his cassette mode. Very similar. The transformation is almost exactly the same as it was the first time. But you can see, let's see, get some light on. You can see that I already made some color changes. I added more panels to make it a little smoother, and I wanted to make it a little more blocky. And you're going to see I changed the yellow here up front, and instead of having it be translucent, I changed it to just opaque yellow. And I had one of the things kind of stick out like it was a button, and I made this whole part blue because I didn't really completely understand Soundwave's color scheme. I sort of knew that he was just like had some blue and white and the yellow chest right here, but then when I actually took a look at him, then I realized where all the stuff was supposed to be. And it's not 100% color accurate, but for the most part it doesn't look too bad. Here you have the back, and something I'm really excited about, which we'll get into for transformation. But before we get to transformation, let's take a look at Laserbeak and Ravage, who I also gave a bit of a makeover. Now, if you look at Laserbeak here, you can see that he hasn't really had a whole lot changed to him. He's still just a relatively small little cassette thing, except I changed these to little circular flat pieces, and it's still relatively the same. So there's one extra step to the transformation now, instead of just opening up his wings. So after you do that, you're going to take this and rotate it and push it forward, and there is his little head. And this was something that I actually did when I first built him, but due to lack of pieces and I had to build other things, I had to remove it. But I've sort of worked around that, and now he has a head. And I actually think he looks much better than he did previously. And now, for Ravage, you can see he's even thicker than he was before. But I did that for a special purpose. So what you're going to do is you're going to flip him over and fold these out, just like last time. And then you're going to want to take the front panel pieces and angle them like this. So you want them to be completely straight like this, and then you can bend these down. And then for these back ones, you're going to want them to be angled like this. Do the same on the other side. And this is why he's so thick, is because I wanted to make him even all around. Because on the previous one, he only had the stuff on one side, and that kind of made him look a little weird. So now I have him a lot more even than he was previously. So you can still move his legs and stuff, and also due to lack of parts, which I guess gave him more articulation, is he can like move his back and stuff. So that's pretty interesting, and I like the way he's turned out more so now as well. And now he has one more accessory, but we're gonna save that till robot mode. Oh, actually, I forgot. He still has this cable thing that he can plug in and do stuff with, but you saw it last time. That's not really that new to it. But now let's move on to his transformation. So for the most part, transformation is still the same. Just bring his legs down like so, and bring his arms forward. And then, something that I absolutely love, is you go to the back, and you twist this around, bring the head up, kind of twist things around so you get it to look like this, and move this shoulder forward, flip the shoulder cannon, whoops, flip the shoulder cannon forward. And there you have Soundwave. Now, I absolutely I love the way he looks now, because he just looks so much better. And as you can see, I got rid of his stupid parts forming head, so now it's completely non-parts forming. I even got the cannon, the shoulder cannon to be on parts for me. And I changed the shoulders, well, mostly due to the pieces I already had. One of them broke, so I had to change the way his shoulders work. But I actually think they help him. They make him even that much better, because then the panels are on the outside, so it's a lot more. He just looks better, and he has more articulation due to it. And I just think he looks so much better overall. And something I didn't even realize previously is that his head was supposed to be blue as well, so I changed that. And I'm so much more happy with this than the previous one. So, you remember I told you I had an accessory for him in robot mode. Well, let me show you. So here, he comes with a little Megatron gun that he can hold. But, for those of you who know the original G1 series, this isn't what Megatron looked like as a gun. So that's why you have to add on his little parts. So, going to take the silencer and plug that on right there, and take the scope and plug that on right there, and then take the stock and plug that on right there, and there is a G1 Megatron gun. And I'm actually super happy with the way this turned out, because I didn't think it would be possible for it to look as good as it did with all this stuff on it. And so we'll just have this part right here, so you can plug it into his hand right there, and then he can hold it. And it does look a little big in his hands. I still think it looks pretty good. So that's definitely something that I am proud of. And then let's get him in here with Laserbeak and Ravage. So Laserbeak can be up here and perched on his shoulders, and Ravage can be down here at his side. And there you have Soundwave. And I love the way he looks. Just compared to the last one, this is just leaps and bounds ahead of the last one. Like, I just love this thing so much. So that's pretty much going to do it for this episode. If you notice that the audio quality is a little bit off, that's because my headphones that I record with broke, and they're the only thing that I have a microphone with. So that's why the audio is not as good as it usually is. So yeah. Maybe in the future I will add on to these guys even more, and then I'll maybe make a 3.0 version of these guys. But for now, I'm pretty happy with what they are. So yeah, and of course they all still have some of their problems. All of their colors aren't exactly spot on. But still, they're definitely better than they were before. So, yeah. Also, since I didn't upload anything on Wednesday, I'm going to be uploading more than one video today. So, stay tuned for that. But I think that is pretty much it for right now. So, see you guys next time. So long. Hey, If you liked the video, why not check out my others? Also, it would really help me out if you liked and subscribed. Or, why not comment while you're at it?